is using it. If you have a Google Doc, like how I have a Google Doc and you have your template, using Sophia as a partner. So getting the school report, like on this one, I ran the BASC through our report writer tool, modifying it however you like. And then when you're ready, copying this and then pasting into your existing template. Like, that's going to be the simplest, most basic way to use it that kind of already fits what you're doing right now. That's the less intimidating way. Okay. The other way, and we'll spend more time going through this, and I'm going to zoom out. See, mine is kind of zoomed in. When you click Browse Templates, you'll see we have some preset templates built in. But what you'll do, you'll upload.
On the days, like the 2
Let's make
days.
sure everyone is muted. There we go. You'll click upload, and then you'll just drag and drop your existing template here. And then we're going to run a process to where we take that and then we'll import it. And then it'll look something like this will come up. You'll be able to review it. And then you'll click create document. And then your template will be here. Yeah. And then you'll be able to edit everything here, assessments, test results. And so as an example, what is really powerful about using our editor here, where before I showed you have to copy and paste, if you can see I've highlighted here, I'm just going to delete that. My cursor is right there. Now I'm talking to Sophia, ran the tool. I'm going to click add to document. And now it's right here. And I can continue editing anything that's here. All right, here's the BASC. You can edit, you can bold, just how you would in your Google Doc. All right, you could change the font size. Ooh, nope, don't want to do that. You can undo, you can delete. And then watch this, just some other cool things you can do. If I highlighted all of this, now we have these magic AI buttons kind of baked in. You can summarize, you can improve, you can go deep, you can make it parent friendly, you can make it strength based directly inside of this editor right here. And then as you're going, now guess what? This was an example I did earlier today. I used the Readability Assistant tool because now I have access to all of our tools and we're truly using Sophia as a thought partner. We're chatting, we're getting work here. And now let's say I don't want that externalizing problems anymore. I want this one. I'm just going to copy this one. And now I changed that Readability Assistant. I took the one that Sophia originally gave us, and then I dropped it down to a 3rd grade reading level. And now that's here. So it's just a powerful way. Once you get your template in, it allows you to continue using Sophia here and editing here. And then you could keep going. If I wanted to go back to the report writer, now I want to add in the whisk. And so just run the whisk here. If I want to jump in between chats, like I did the whisk in another thread, and now we're going to add in the whisk section and just keep going. Boom, boom, boom. Now I have that's super long. Goodness gracious. Anyways, now I have my whisk section here, but that's too long. So now I'm going to come back and then I'm going to summarize it. It's just a beautiful way to keep editing directly inside. And then we're fast forwarding. Let's say that you're finished. Nope, don't go there. You're going to go to more options, and then you can export in all these different types: Word docs, PDF, rich text, plain text, whatever you want. Or if you want to copy for your Google Doc and go back to your Google Doc, for whatever reason, I don't know, just paste it in. And then it's going to paste all of that inside of that Google Doc for you. I'll pause there. Antoinette, what you thinking? Some claps, all right. It's not that. Okay. Very good, y'all.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so good questions. With the remaining time that we have, what I like to do now is but before I go into some of the workflows, team, any questions, comments, reflections, anything that I might have missed or overlooked? Okay, I do think we need, oh shoot, I want to do one more office hours just on templates because we haven't had a chance to like really dive in. And Antoinette, I'm right there with you. That's one of the reasons why we haven't done it yet. And I've learned like, hey, we have to really work with people on how to prompt, on how to have a conversation with AI. And so I'm not going to overwhelm people by doing some really complex, complicated tasks that will turn you off. I don't want to do that. And that's counterintuitive. So let's work on the basics first and build up to it. All right. We're going to get into the workflows. So just like before, with the workflows, we provide you a full workflow document, okay? And B, I think, has shared it. B, if you could one more time, if you could drop this inside of the chat, you all have access ready to, or you all will have access to this document. It's, what is it? Be 30 plus pages of different workflows. All right, always good to see you, Laura. Okay. If you read through, if there's one that you want me to test, let me know and we'll do that. What I've done, I've pulled some that I think will be really neat to kind of walk you all through. The first workflow is taking a score report that we have and then making meaning of what this looks like inside of the classroom. So we're going to walk through that flow together. And I've broken every workflow down to 4 to 5 steps. And the first one we're going to do is we're going to use the score report writer and we're going to upload a score report. Okay. And just for the sake of time, because I'll walk y'all through so you all get the new experience, the full experience. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the chat view and I'm going to click a new thread. So it's like we're starting for the very beginning. Okay. Now we're going to do, we're going to start with step number 1. And step number 1, we're going to use the report writer tool and run a score report. Let's do, what do we want to do, y'all? A rating scale or a cognitive achievement?
Cognitive achievement.
All right. So we'll do cognitive or achievement. Let's do, I feel like we do the whisk all the time. Let's do, we'll do the whisk. Let's do the WIAT. Let's do the WIAT. All right. And then, so we upload that WIAT score report, select the WIAT from the drop down, and hit submit. All right. That is the first step. Super simple and straightforward. Okay. While that's running, I'm going to check the chat to see what's going on. I saw one. Okay, I think it got deleted. It was about file size, but I don't see it. Karina, I see you answered that question. Karina, anything you want to say out loud for the good of the group?
Yeah, I mean, it can handle like pretty large documents, so I wouldn't worry about that. I don't have like the exact number. I'm gonna log in right now to see what that is.
What,
I can give
what
you,
was the
like,
question,
definitive
Karina?
answer. They had asked, is there a size limit to the template that you can upload to use?
In general, the file size is 10 megabytes, okay? And that can range. Diana, where you at, Diana? I had a conversation with my CTO yesterday. We've been looking at some of these file sizes. So it's the file size, and then it's the page length. It's two different things. So 10 megabytes is a lot. But y'all, do not upload. And I don't want to out anybody, but Sophia can't handle thousands of pages. Okay, y'all. So just best practice, 10 megabytes for the file size. Okay. All right. Now, in that short amount of time, Sophia ran the WIAT. As always, with this tool, we get a test purpose and description, a table of scores, and then a narrative interpretation. Very good. Thank you, Sophia. That was step number one. Step number two, we're going to take that output and then we're going to copy the score, that output into Sophia. So very simple. We're just going to copy that. All right. Copy. Super simple. Step number two is done. Step number three, Florence, we're going to prompt Sophia. All right. So I just like to reinforce Sophia. So if you want to expand, we're going to expand that. And I'm going to paste that back into Sophia. All right. That was part of step number two. And then all you're going to do, you're going to take this prompt. Okay. And I'm going to read it once we get over here. I'm going to shift and enter down. And we're saying translate these findings into practical school implications. What is the most important thing the students' teachers need to understand based on these findings? Enter. And what we're doing here, going to collapse that back down. We're taking the school reports because Sophia has helped us, and just like the conversation earlier, you edit, add your own magic. And because we have more time, what we're going to do now is use Sophia to help us get deeper. And we're asking Sophia, I'm going to zoom in a bit here. Okay, we have these findings, but what does it mean? That's what we just talked about, y'all. Can we take the complex and make it simple? Clip that up. B, let's make sure we capture that. That sounded good, Florence. That sounded good, y'all. Can we take the complex and explain it in a way people understand and we move to action? That's the work. And now we have a thought partner in Sophia to help us do that. So we asked her, translate these findings into practical school implications. What's the most important thing the student's teacher needs to understand? The central takeaway for this teacher is that he possesses strong cognitive abilities, particular in mathematical reasoning, but faces significant challenges with reading fluency and decoding that are inconsistent with his overall capability. Then it goes on and shares some more information. All right, very good. That's helpful. Now we're going to go back to our workflow and we're going to get deeper here, y'all. The fourth step is a follow-up prompt. And again, a workflow is just how you work. It's the flow of your work. All right. So now I'm working. We ran the school report. We're getting, all right, but what does this actually mean? And now we're going to ask Sophia, what are 3 classroom strategies the team should try right away based on these findings? Come on now. And in seconds, we get 3 strategies. Provide audio access to text. Sophia, thanks, but we don't have access to that in my school. Strategy number 2, now or allow alternative demonstration of knowledge. That's a good one. Implement repeated reading. I love repeated reading. Great. And so now, Kelsey, I can go back and forth. Hey, Sophia, I don't have access to strategy number 1, but I really like strategy number 2 and 3. can you now put this in an email or an action plan that I can share with my team so we can actually implement this? Talk to me, y'all. Was this helpful? Any questions? Is this something you'd be willing to give a try? See Florence shaking her head. Yep. All right. This was a really good use, y'all. And now we have some strategies here based on a score report. Okay. Now, I want to get to the next one because this one was good. This it was going to be a multi-rater where we look at scores from a parent and a teacher. That's a good one. Or we can do one on parent and team communication. And I thought this one was good because what we're going to do here is upload a completed evaluation and then ask Sophia, hey, from the parent's perspective that's hearing the results for the first time, what might be alarming or what questions might they ask? So now we're helping you to be prepared based on the evaluation that you have. Let's do that because I think that's going to be pretty cool. Okay. As always, create a new thread. Depending on your level of access, you have unlimited threads. All right. So what we're going to do here. All right. Thanks, Megan. I'm going to pause here. All right. Because I'm just rolling. Are there any questions or anything that you want to see before I just keep going? Internal team, anything from you all? All right.
No,
cool.
I wanted to just ask the psychs here if you want to put in the chat too if there's anything that you want us to go back to, or if you have any ideas for workflows maybe that you don't see here. I know this is like a 30-page document, so I'm sure there's probably a lot here, but if there's something that maybe you'd like included, feel free to put in the chat, or I'll include an email too if that's something that you want us to add.
All right. Thank you, Karina. Okay. So for this one, the first step is very simple and straightforward. It's upload an evaluation that you've completed. Simple enough. All right. So if you see this spinning down here, Sophia is processing that file and is uploading. So as Sophia is processing that, I'm going to zoom in because I recognize that might be a little bit difficult to see. And now the step in our workflow is going to be prompting. And there can be different steps. It can be uploading. It can be using tools. It can be using images. There's several different ways. For this workflow, we're just going to prompt. So I come back. We see that file has finished uploading. And we're going to paste in this prompt. All right. And this prompt, we're going to let it run so it can start running. Sophia, read this evaluation from the perspective of a parent hearing the results for the first time. What questions, concerns, or confusion might they have during the meeting? And so Sophia is going to read that full evaluation and then answer the questions. This is so cool. And Sophia returns a really neat document, a parent's perspective, questions and concerns during the IEP meeting. When a parent sits down to hear these results for the first time, the meeting can feel overwhelming, even devastating. That's factual. This is important because this goes back to how we've built Sophia. And one of the, bear with me, attributes that we've given Sophia is to be, that didn't freak anybody out. All right, let's just keep going. Is to be empathetic. That don't freak y'all out. Y'all know Claude has an entire constitution. They have like a director of philosophy on their team. Anyways, our Sophia is empathetic, okay? And she said that can feel overwhelming, even devastating. Here's what might be going through their mind. initial shock and processing. Y'all, and this was, again, this is the same report I used on a fictional student when I was in DC. Very, very real things. Everything has been de-identified. A parent hearing that their 16-year-old in 11th grade functions at a first grade level, again, this is all factual stuff, and reading and even lower in math, will likely experience profound shock. This is kind of fascinating. Parents often struggle to reconcile the child they know at home with this clinical picture. They may think, how did we get here? Whew, why wasn't this caught earlier? Then it goes through some of the diagnostic confusion, concerns about the child's, but this is really, really good, y'all. My goodness. Okay, I'm checking out here. I'm checking the chat. Robin says, Sophia helped me write a beautiful strength-based parent letter using my report for a first grader who met eligibility for ID. Parents stated the letter made them feel better and gave them the information they needed to explain to family members who are struggling with the ID eligibility. It's powerful, y'all. It's easy for us to forget just because the sheer number of evaluations we have. Like, this might be a parent's first time like hearing this information, and it's easy for us to just kind of go through the motions. So these are good reminders, and Robin, that's a great example. See you, Florence. Always good for you to stop by as well. Okay. So run that prompt. It's useful. And then just the follow-up prompts. Now help me prepare clear, accurate responses. Again, I'm noting the time. So what I'm going to do, I'm also, and you all feel free to do this as well. You can chain different prompts together into one. All right. These models can handle it. You just have to be very clear in what you're telling Sophia to do. And so here we're telling Sophia, now help me prepare clear, accurate responses to the most likely parent questions. Turn those responses into a short meeting prep guide I can review before the eligibility meeting. Here's the prep guide Sophia just returned. Parents will likely ask, why are you considering multiple diagnoses? And we had to differentiate between 3 of them. And then it gives us a consideration for us to think through. This is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like it, whew, if only I had this. Y'all, I was a subpar practitioner, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. These reports, Kelsey, I was barely getting them out the door. Let me say this. I was an average report writer. I was a beast practitioner. I'll rephrase that. Like being out in the streets, like working with students, counseling, therapy, creating systems level change. Like, nah, I was nice. But y'all want me to get a report in on time? Not happening. Not happening. I get it done. And so having a thought partner who can help me dive deeper into these concepts to help prepare a prep guide for tough questions we might get. Karina, that's where I would shine during the review of test meeting. Like, forget about it. I would make parents and kids feel like, all right, let's go to battle. Like I have hope, which is very important for parents and students to leave feeling empowered. And I would thrive there. And I also recognize that there are people who don't feel that they can articulate and express the findings well. They might write the best report, but now taking that and conveying it to a parent who is already overwhelmed, that's a skill in and of itself.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And being able to now have help to do that is powerful, y'all. I'll stop here.